a gun, a young girl, and the man who orphaned her, standing there, offering no defense. That's the scene the story builds to. But before you decide who deserves to die in that moment, I need you to understand something. That little girl's parents weren't the first innocent people caught in this crime. They were just the next ones. Like and subscribe if you are ready. Scar's home was attacked. His people were slaughtered in the streets they were born in. And in the middle of it, his own brother was killed right in front of him. He should have died there. Instead, he woke up. And the first thing he did with the life they gave back to him was take theirs. Not out of hatred for them specifically. Out of grief too large to aim anywhere else. Those doctors had names. Had a family of their own waiting for them at home. They were Winry Rockbell's parents. And just like that, a war Winry never asked to be part of reached into her life anyway, and took the only two people in it who mattered most. Scar's grief had just become someone else's. Years later, Ed and Al finally uncover what really happened that day and confront the man responsible. But they weren't the only ones listening. Winry hears the truth of how her parents really died, for the first time from the mouth of the man who was there. And now there's a gun in her hands, and a choice that no one should ever have to make. Does she pull the trigger and get the revenge that the crimes committed against her parents seem to demand? Or does she lower the gun and choose peace instead? Either answer costs her something. There is no version of this moment where she walks away untouched. Because here's the part that makes this so much harder than a simple story of good and evil. Scar is not just the man who took Winry's parents. He's also the boy who lost his family, his home, his brother, his own arm. War took everything from him first and left him with nothing to lash out with except violence against the very people who reminded him of what he'd lost. He became, in the worst way possible, a mirror of his own tragedy, inflicted onto someone else's little girl. And that's the truth this moment forces everyone to sit with. No one in this chain ends up safe. No one ends up whole. Revenge won't undo what happened to Scar's people. And it won't undo what happened to Winry's parents either. The pain doesn't disappear when it's passed forward. It just finds a new person to live inside of. So is this a crime that can ever really be erased? Some wounds don't close through justice, and they don't close through vengeance either. Maybe they only stop spreading the moment someone, anyone, decides not to pass them on. And that is the choice Winry Rockbell made. Drop in the comments. Would you pull the trigger or not? I'll see you in the next one.